The Great Sphinx of Giza is one of the most recognizable monuments on Earth. Carved from a single limestone ridge, it's been standing in the Egyptian desert for thousands of years. Millions of tourists visit it. Thousands of photographs capture it. Archaeologists have studied it for over a century. But beneath the surface, something has been hidden. Something authorities discovered decades ago, confirmed with scientific instruments, and then sealed away from public view. Put your headphones on, because after this, you'll see the Sphinx very differently. The official story is simple. The Sphinx was built around 2500 before Christ during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre. It's a limestone statue with the body of a lion and the head of a human. It guards the Giza Plateau. It's a symbol of ancient Egypt. That's the story. But in 1993, a geologist named Dr. Robert Schoch from Boston University conducted a seismic survey of the Sphinx and the surrounding area. He wasn't looking for hidden chambers. He was studying erosion patterns to determine the age of the monument. What he found changed everything. The seismic survey uses sound waves to map underground density. When sound waves hit solid rock, they bounce back at a certain speed. When they hit hollow spaces, they bounce differently. Dr. Schoch's survey detected multiple hollow anomalies beneath the Sphinx. The first anomaly was located directly beneath the front paws. The seismic data showed a rectangular cavity approximately 9 meters by 12 meters, sitting about 5 meters below the surface. The second anomaly was deeper, roughly 25 meters beneath the bedrock, and extended in a corridor-like formation toward the Nile. Dr. Schoch published his findings in 1993. He didn't claim to know what the chambers contained. He simply reported that the cavities existed, and that further investigation was warranted. His findings were peer-reviewed and published in the Journal of Geological Society. The Egyptian government took notice. Dr. Zahi Hawass, then the Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, announced that a full investigation would be conducted. Permissions were granted. Equipment was brought to the site. Drilling was scheduled to begin. And then suddenly, everything stopped. In 1998, Dr. Hawass announced that the drilling project was postponed indefinitely. No reason was given. When journalists asked why, Hawass said the site needed further assessment. When Dr. Schoch requested permission to continue his research, his application was denied. In a 2002 interview, Dr. Schoch said, "We had the data, we had the funding, we had the permits. Then, without explanation, the project was shut down. Someone didn't want us to look." But Dr. Schoch wasn't the only researcher who detected the chambers. In 1996, a team from the University of Florida used ground-penetrating radar, a more advanced technology than seismic surveys, to map the area beneath the Sphinx. GPR can detect not just hollow spaces, but also different types of materials: metal, stone, voids, and water. The GPR survey confirmed Dr. Schoch's findings. The cavity beneath the paws was real, but the radar also detected something else. Inside the chamber, the radar showed reflections consistent with worked stone, meaning stone that had been cut, shaped, or carved, not natural limestone. Architectural stone. The team also detected a narrow shaft descending from the chamber at a 23-degree angle, leading deeper into the bedrock. The shaft was too regular, too straight, to be a natural fissure. It was intentional. Dr. Joseph Shore, who led the Florida team, submitted his findings to the Egyptian authorities and requested permission to excavate it. His request was reviewed, approved, and then, weeks later, revoked. Dr. Shore later said in an interview, "We were told the site was too sensitive for excavation." But sensitive how? Structurally? Politically? Archaeologically? No one would clarify. The Florida team's full report was never published. When researchers requested access to the data, they were told it was proprietary and under review by the Egyptian government. That was over 25 years ago. But if there's nothing inside the chambers, why block the research? Why deny access? Why revoke permissions after approval? The Sphinx has always been surrounded by mystery. But the mystery isn't just what's beneath it. It's also how old it really is. Dr. Schoch's original research focused on erosion. The body of the Sphinx shows deep vertical weathering patterns, the kind caused by heavy sustained rainfall. But here's the problem. Egypt's climate has been arid for the past 4,500 years. The kind of rainfall needed to create the erosion seen on the Sphinx hasn't occurred in Egypt since the end of the last ice age, approximately 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. If the erosion was caused by rain, and the last significant rainfall in Egypt ended 10,000 years ago, that means the Sphinx is at least 10,000 years old. That's more than twice as old as the official date. That's older than Sumerian civilization. That's older than written history. Dr. Schoch published his erosion analysis in 1991. His conclusion was clear. The weathering patterns on the Sphinx are inconsistent with the conventional dating. The evidence suggests the monument is significantly older than currently believed. His findings were controversial. Egyptologists rejected them. Dr. Mark Lehner, one of the world's leading Sphinx researchers, argued that the erosion could be explained by wind, sand, and humidity, not rainfall. But Dr. Schoch countered that wind erosion creates horizontal patterns, not vertical. The Sphinx clearly shows vertical channels consistent with water flow. The debate continues. But in 2008, Ukrainian researchers from the National Academy of Sciences conducted their own geological study of the Sphinx. They analyzed the limestone composition, the depth of erosion, and the surrounding geological context. Their conclusion, published in Geoarchaeology, supported Dr. Schoch. They estimated the Sphinx could be anywhere from 8,000 to 12,000 years old, based on the erosion depth and the regional climate history. If the Sphinx is truly that old, it means it was built by a civilization that existed before ancient Egypt. A civilization we have no record of. A civilization that may have left evidence inside the hidden chambers beneath the monument. But the Egyptian authorities refused to open them. In 1997, Dr. Zahi Hawass appeared on a television documentary and was asked directly about the chambers beneath the Sphinx. He said, "There is nothing beneath the Sphinx. The seismic data is inconclusive. We have investigated, and there are no hidden chambers." But that contradicts the published data. Dr. Schoch's seismic survey was peer-reviewed. The Florida GPR study confirmed it. Multiple independent researchers detected the same anomalies. How can Hawass claim there's nothing there? In a 2010 interview, Hawass changed his statement. He said, "There may be natural cavities beneath the Sphinx, but they are not chambers. They are geological formations. There is no archaeological significance." But ground-penetrating radar doesn't detect natural cavities with worked stone and descending shafts. It detects structures. In 2015, a documentary crew attempted to access the Sphinx area to conduct their own survey. They applied for permits, submitted their credentials, and waited for approval. Their application was denied. When they asked why, they were told the site was under renovation. The Sphinx has been under renovation continuously since 1998. But the mystery deepens when you consider what else has been found near the Sphinx. In 1987, a Japanese team from Waseda University used electromagnetic sonar to scan the Giza plateau. Their equipment detected a large underground network of tunnels beneath the plateau, including a passage that seemed to connect the Sphinx to the Great Pyramid. The Japanese team published their findings in 1988, including detailed maps of the underground anomalies. They requested permission to excavate. Permission was denied. When asked why, Dr. Hawass said, "The Japanese data is unreliable. Their equipment was not calibrated correctly. There are no tunnels." But in 1993, a separate team from France used a different technology, microgravity surveying, and detected the same underground anomalies. The French data matched the Japanese data almost exactly. In 1998, yet another team, this time from Germany, used seismic reflection to map the subsurface of the Giza plateau. They also detected hollow corridors beneath the Sphinx and the pyramids. 3 independent teams, 3 different technologies, all detecting the same underground network, all denied excavation permits. But here's the thing. Rumors of chambers beneath the Sphinx aren't new. They're ancient. The Greek historian Herodotus, writing in the 5th century BC, mentioned that Egyptian priests told him of underground chambers and passages beneath the Giza plateau, built by the original builders of the pyramids. He wrote that these chambers contained records of a much older civilization. Pliny the Elder, writing in the 1st century AD, also referenced hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, saying they were sealed to protect the knowledge within. Even Arab historians from the 9th century AD wrote about attempts to tunnel beneath the Sphinx. One historian, al-Makrizi, claimed that in 820 after Christ, Caliph al-Ma'mun attempted to excavate beneath the monument after hearing legends of hidden treasure. His workers reportedly broke through into a descending corridor, but the tunnel was quickly sealed, and al-Ma'mun forbade further digging. For over 2,000 years, there have been consistent accounts of something beneath the Sphinx. Not folklore, not myth. Historical records from multiple cultures, all saying the same thing. Something is down there, and modern technology confirms it. So why won't Egypt open the chambers? One theory, proposed by researchers like Graham Hancock and Robert Bovell, is that the chambers contain evidence of a pre-Egyptian civilization, a civilization that existed before the pharaohs, before dynastic Egypt, possibly during the last ice age. If that's true, it would mean the entire timeline of human history is wrong. It would mean advanced civilizations existed thousands of years earlier than we believed. It would mean the Sphinx, and possibly the pyramids, were inherited by the Egyptians, not built by them. It would mean our understanding of ancient history is incomplete. That's not just controversial. For a country whose identity is deeply tied to being the cradle of civilization, it's existential. Another theory is simpler. The chambers might contain artifacts, inscriptions, or records that contradict the established narrative of Egyptian history. And if those records were made public, they would undermine decades of accepted archaeology. Dr. Schoch has said repeatedly, "I don't know what's in the chambers." But the fact that we're not allowed to look suggests it's something significant. If there was nothing, they'd let us excavate and prove it. In 2009, a former Egyptian government official, speaking anonymously to a European journalist, said, "The chambers beneath the Sphinx are known to senior archaeologists. They've been known for decades. But the decision was made long ago that they would not be opened. Not now. Maybe not ever." When asked why, the official said, "Because what's inside changes too much." But not everyone has been kept away. In 2018, a whistleblower claiming to be a former member of the Supreme Council of Antiquities posted a detailed account online. He claimed that in 1997, a private excavation was conducted beneath the Sphinx under the direction of Dr. Hawass. According to the account, the team broke through into the upper chamber and found a descending staircase carved into the bedrock. The stairs led to a sealed doorway. Behind the door, the team reportedly found a small chamber containing stone tablets inscribed with an unknown script. Photographs were taken. Samples were collected. Then the chamber was resealed, and everyone involved was required to sign non-disclosure agreements. The account was quickly deleted. The user's profile disappeared. No evidence has surfaced to confirm the story, but it's consistent with other rumors that have circulated for years among researchers who work in Egypt. In 2020, archaeologist Dr. Manu Sefzadeh tried once again to apply for permission to use non-invasive scanning technology to map the chambers beneath the Sphinx. His application was denied before review. Dr. Sefzadeh said publicly, "It's 2020. We have the technology. We have the expertise. We have the funding. There is no scientific reason not to look. The only reason is political. So here's what we know for certain. Seismic surveys from 1993 detected hollow chambers beneath the Sphinx. Ground-penetrating radar from 1996 confirmed those chambers and detected worked stone inside. Multiple independent teams have detected underground structures using different technologies. Historical accounts from ancient Greece, Rome, and the Arab world all reference hidden chambers. And despite decades of requests from credible researchers, the Egyptian government refuses to allow excavation. Something is down there, and someone has decided it should stay hidden. Maybe the chambers contain proof of an older civilization. Maybe they contain artifacts that rewrite history. Maybe they contain nothing at all, and the refusal to excavate is simply bureaucratic caution. But until the chambers are opened, we'll never know. The Sphinx has been standing for thousands of years, staring across the desert, guarding its secrets. And beneath it, sealed in darkness, something waits. If you've made it this far, thank you, Vates. Leave a like if this mystery stayed with you. Tell us what you think is inside the chambers, and whether you believe they'll ever be opened. But remember, some secrets aren't hidden because they're dangerous. They're hidden because they're true.